Are you ready, girl behind the camera?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, the last time I showed you that there is something called predication, where you've got a subject and you've got a predicate. That's predication. I also showed you that you can modify things. That's modification. I had an adjective modifying the simple subject. I had an adverb modifying the simple predicate. Now, this isn't probably the very most logical way to teach sentence diagramming, but since the girl behind the camera wants to have fun competing soon and do really complicated looking sentences, I'll show you how to do something called compounding or coordinating. What you do here is you can make any part of the sentence compound. Double it, triple it. You can do that to any part of a sentence. And so if we've got a clause, and I also told you last time that a clause is always going to have a subject and a predicate. Well, if we have two things that are being told about, now we do this, and kids think of this as a rocket. So instead of having dogs bark, I could have dogs and I think this depends a little whether it's inside or outside. I think it depends a little bit whether you're left-handed or right-handed. I don't really care which side of the line you put it on. Dogs and cats. Now I'm going to tell something about two things. The subject is now compound. There's a coordinating conjunction in between the two. And I can't say, whoops, dogs and cats. I can't say that they bark because cats don't. But I could say dogs and cats live. That would be fine. But if I want to make this compound, I can say two things about them. I can say dogs and cats eat, and I could put and drink. But to show you that and is not the only coordinating conjunction, I'm going to put here or. Oops, or. Dogs and cats eat or drink. Now, you can also take modifiers and make them compound. I could have fat cats. I could have mean cats. I could have black cats. So if I have fat, mean, black, I could put all of those there, but I can also coordinate them by doing this and put and. So now I've got dogs and fat, mean, and black cats. They eat or drink. I can also modify drink with more than one modifier. I could just say they drink. How do they drink? Quickly. Or, once again, sometimes people might leave that ly off, but I'll leave it there. Drink quickly, and how else can cats and dogs drink?
Messily.
Sloppily. How about that? Sloppily. You get it all over the floor. Careful now, because you're going to go on YouTube. And so we could go on and on and on, and it would make a very bad sentence. But this is one clause. You can also coordinate clauses. Let's say I want to come down here and say, well, let me just go on. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to put a little shelf there. And this is the way you join clauses together. I'm going to put and or. How about that? There's a... no, I won't use that. I'll use but, because there's still another one. But they... What have I got? Dogs and fat, mean, and black cats eat or drink quickly and sloppily, but they sleep. Now, this could just go on and on. I could go down and say, and or whatever. And I'm just going to put an X here to say that it could just go on and on and on. And now, this looks so complicated. In fact, I would say this is a Category 1 sentence out of Category 2, Category 3, Category 4, Category 5. When we compete in sentences, That's the categories. However, you could make this a category ludicrous sentence if you just kept piling on the sentence parts with coordinators. This could go down and on and on. It could go on the floor, out the door, and down the hall. Sometimes on television, you'll listen to an interviewer or an interviewee who he's afraid that he's not going to have enough time to say everything he wants before they ask the other guy. And so what they'll do is they'll just keep joining their clauses together forever and ever and ever, and that, to me, is a category absurd sentence. So now it can look like you're doing something really complicated when all you've really got is predication, modification, and coordination. I got questions out there. Just keep filming here, but don't look at them yet. Yeah.
Would that be a category 5?
This sentence over here, and I meant maybe you could come look at this. This is on our website. There's a website, competitivesentencediagrammers.com. That is a rather absurd sentence, but it has virtually all the parts that you can have in a sentence. And I would say, yeah, that would be a category 5. Not maybe even a category ludicrous. When we compete, we'll go up to category 5s, but we're not going to go into category ludicrous, because then it's just the audience would just be sitting there for a half hour while the diagrammers are trying to figure it all out. Still, don't look at them just because I'm not so sure about getting them on YouTube. Yeah.
I'm not.
What about commas?
What?
What about commas?
You don't punctuate. You don't punctuate in diagramming. The only thing you do
Why?
is you capitalize the word that starts the sentence, so I know that the sentence starts here, because you don't actually need to very much. This is interesting. I didn't expect this. Questions?
So it's just like one really big round sentence.
Right. This would be an absurdly run-on sentence. I don't know if this is a run-on sentence yet. And I don't know also if there's a real precise definition of a run-on sentence. But if you ever listen to somebody on TV, like I've described, that they don't want to they want to just keep talking and talking, it's hard for the interviewers because they got to shut them off. And what they'll do is they'll just not only they'll use other things as well to keep the sentence going.
All right.
I think we should stop for now. There's more to be told but later on, but you can now compete. Oh, and I already did mention our website, so there we go.